Hello and good morning. I hope you're having a great day on your side of the world. Just give me a moment here to make sure I have everything set up and that the sound's working and the technology's working. Let me scoot in my chair. Right, and let me just do a sound check. All right, and let me check. Okay, looks like everything's working, so that's great. Hello, good to see you again. So we're just going to go over a couple things. I didn't put out a short the last couple days because it's the weekend here and I get very busy doing things with my children. It's 6 a.m. now, I think, 7 a.m. Hello, sunshine. Good to see you. It's 7 a.m. I've been awake for about 2 hours. Everyone's still asleep. So I'm going to try not to be too loud, but we're just going to look at a couple things. And Sunshine, the Magic Unicorn cards have not arrived in the mail yet, but they should be here any day. So maybe next time I go live, they'll be here. I haven't bothered to look for my previous ones because I just haven't. I've spent the last couple days watching a television show on US Netflix. I actually have to turn on my VPN to watch it, and so it's on US Netflix. It might be on some other platforms too, but it's like Interview with a Vampire 2. I just finished up the second season. Really good if that's your kind of thing. Anyways, I did make a little swatch here. I did try mixing the Superwash Merino from Dorama, which is a Japan company, and the color Ceylon Blue with the Magic Unicorn Opal that I have. It's very hard to see because I gave up. I didn't like it. Plus the sun's here. But let's see. Anyways, I did like it every other stitch thing, and I just wasn't liking it. So I quit. That's just how it is. If you're doing something you don't like, just stop doing it. Go find something else to do. So, anyways, I made that little swatch because it was an ideal I had and I didn't like it. So I quit doing it. So I'm just going to put that aside now. Something else. The unicorn yarn is calling to be something else. And I have some other balls of opal out in the other room that I might go look through and see what to blend with it. I do think I have like 3 or 4 other balls of the magic unicorn. So I mean, this isn't the only one I have. It's just this is the one that I recently acquired and it's just sitting here calling to me. Sometimes that is the way of yarn. It can you can acquire multiples and then all of a sudden it's like, knit me, please knit me. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, I want to show the progress on my Ceylon mitten because that's the shorts I haven't been uploading. I've been writing the pattern as I go, and I was trying to do like one update a day, and it's been a couple days because I kind of stalled out a bit. So I finished the thumb gusset. I joined the yarn in the round, and then the next stage is like the easiest stage. It's just like knit a bunch, like just keep knitting in a circle. But I set it down and got all distracted with watching that show and wasn't knitting during the show, and so I just haven't worked on it. Anyways, it's just knit in the round until about this point. So I mean, I only have like an inch and a half, 2 inches to knit it around. It shouldn't take long. I'm probably going to try to do that today so I can make the short to do the next step of the pattern. But I got to go to the store when it opens, the grocery store. And then maybe when I come back from the grocery store, I can relax, I can knit, I can get that next step done. And so the plan's to make a pair of mittens, and then I have enough yarn, right, after I make the mittens, to make like a matching hat with this other ball. So this one, it's very hard to tell the difference. They are the same color, but this one here that I've been using for the mittens is a sport weight, and the other ball here is a worsted weight. So I'll go up a needle size and maybe make a matching hat and maybe a matching scarf sort of thing, a cowl. I'm not sure yet. But I did at least organize my little knitting bag here. This is just a little canvas bag that I put a single project into. And I kind of put my needles in there. And I have my, like, here's my little container of darning needles that I have in here. So I can weave in ends as I go. And then usually I like to keep my ruler slash needle gauge in there. So put that back in there. And then the yarn tags are in there. So that's my little knitting bag from a little to go. This is like my little traveling project. But the thing that came in the mail, a sparkly silver on it would be good. Yes, and I do have a sparkly silver yarn that's similar colorways to the opal. That I know when it first came, the magic unicorn here, opal. I know when I first ordered, like when I first found out about it and I first ordered, I went and tracked down one that had a sparkle. I think Sunshine Your Mittens have a little bit of that sparkle yarn in it. And it's just like with my stash in the other room of that, kind of all my stash is kind of organized by time frame. So I'd have to go back in time to that little time frame and find all that. And I don't go into that room in the winter because I only heat my room in the house. All my family likes the rest of the house cold. So my house is cold all winter except my room. So I kind of hibernate in my room all winter. But as you can see, the sun's out, spring is coming. Cherry blossoms have just started. We haven't gotten into the main cherry blossom season, but it is right around the corner. And then I will be able to open all the doors in the house and do spring cleaning and organize all the things I kind of stashed away for the winter, like a little burrowing winter animal. Anyways, I did get so I have this Hobinochi journal that I got last year that I put all my stickers in. So all my stickers and all my reading notes are in here, like what books I read and just anything else. I found this cool like letter making stamp. So I got the new one for 2026. Hopefully that's not making too much sun glare. You'll just have to enjoy the sunny brightness of today. Anyways, I have my 2006 journal. I haven't placed this. They give you like a little like tab, and sometimes like you could put it on the inside here, but since I buy a cover, it doesn't work there. So I thought about maybe putting it on the back cover or on the first page on the inside. So I haven't placed that yet, but I will. Maybe just tuck it back here for now. And then I started looking at stickers to get and kind of what I want to do for this year. So Japan has 2 journaling options. They have a start your year in January, ended in December, like what US citizens are used to. So you could get that kind of journal, or you could get a April to April journal. And so that's what I got because that's just how it worked out. Last year I started in April, and then this year I started in April. And I really wanted the color strawberry milk one they had this year, but it was all sold out. So I got this bright, cheerful, sunny yellow, which I think is so much needed for the year 2026. And that brings me to what I meant to talk about last time, but forgot because that's just how it goes. So here we're going to do a little geography little thing because let me get something to point with. I've got a paintbrush over here. So this here, oh good, it is showing up even though the sun's cutting across it. This here is the Middle East. If you are not good with geography, this is a time in your life to start learning geography. And if you need to print out a little map and keep it nearby you so you can learn this area of the world, that is what I recommend. I printed this out at quite a few months ago so that I could teach my children this area of the world because you don't really get taught this in school either, like a little bit, but not really. So this here's the Middle East, either all the countries of the Middle East. And I wrote here on my map itself, the Strait of Hormuz, which is an important aspect of what's going on in the world today. This little narrow channel here. So what happens is this here's all the oil fields of the Middle East, and this is where they gather the oil. And Saudi Arabia, that's this country here, was very smart many years ago, and built a transportation over to this waterway. See, all the oil's here. They want to get it over here to the ports. So they built a transportation system. And I'm not super familiar with all the details or all the tech or all the history, but I know enough. And that's kind of where we all should be. We all should know just a basic general knowledge of this region of the world. So Saudi Arabia built a way to take their oil over here to the Red Sea, but it doesn't transport as much as they produce or as much as they sell or the world needs. So what's happening over here, this is the Persian Gulf, is ships are clogging up over here because this little narrow funnel over here is being being threatened by Iran. Yeah, sure, being threatened by Iran. Iran pretty much said, oh, we're going, because this is their country all here, Iran, we're going to, attack anyone that tries to come through this very tiny, tiny, narrow bottleneck. I believe this little bottleneck is 30 kilometers across. You're, I guess, a really good, strong. I've heard that if you're a strong swimmer, you can swim across it. I don't know about that. But it's a very narrow section, a very narrow bottleneck. And so there's a bunch of ships clogged up in here that are scared to go through because Iran's threatening to harm anyone who goes through. And this is impacting the whole world. The whole world. So if you don't know this region of the world, over here is Israel and Palestine, which you might not know that when Israel's bombing Iran, they actually have to cross over all this land. People think bombs are instant, but they actually take several hours to cross over. So in the last conflict, when Israel and Iran were bombing each other back and forth, it actually took several hours for the bombs to go like travel distance. It's not like instant boom, right? It's like back and forth. So if you get yourself a chance, print yourself a map of this region so you can understand what's being talked about on the news. So if you hear people's experiences, like I was following some guys who were stuck down here in the United Arabian Emirates, and they like just pull them a map and follow people's journeys. This here's Bahrain. There's a big military base in Bahrain. The U.S. has military bases kind of throughout all their allied countries. Anyways, get yourself a map, look at the map, familiarize yourself with the area, look at, like when things are being talked about in the news, look it up and say, why is this area being in the news all the time? We have a big Asian map we have maps on our walls, laminated maps on our walls throughout our house of all different regions. We have two big Japan maps, a big US map, a big Europe map, a big Asian map, and on the Asian map it has the Middle East on it. So we're able to look at a larger map overall, but I just print this one out to keep it handy so that when we're listening to things, I just pull it out, we look at it, and we understand what's going on in this part of the world. So that's what I wanted to share with you all. Last time I live streamed, I even had the map here, but then I just got so overwhelmed. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Let me just take a good look. What's the sticker theme going to be this year? That's an excellent question. So, my daughter and I talk about all the time. She's very snarky. So, when she snarkily says things to me, like that I've done a good job about something, I tell her, give me a gold star. So, she actually used some of her own money and ordered these gold stars. So, I think I'm going to have to put gold stars in my journal every time she awards me one. And then, what kind of stickers have I been looking at? I've been looking at knitting stickers because this year I want to focus more on writing knitting patterns. And I looked at a bunch of political stickers because that's important to me. And just any random thing I found along the way. I'm still reading and I'm still listening to Audible books, but my journal last year was really about reading. And this, and while that's good, that's a nice hobby that I have. Like all my books are about, yeah, or political. I have political stickers too, or just little snarky things that made me happy. This year, I want more of a knitting focus to my journal and kind of keep me on track for writing patterns and kind of that whole idea of leaving a legacy. A few years ago, I said I wanted to write all the patterns that are in my head down so that someday when I'm no longer part of this world, like, I've grown old, I've passed away, that there's something tangible that my children can hold and say, our mom made this. So that's kind of where I'm at in my goals for the year is I want to start writing down some of the patterns that I just keep in my head and kind of I've written patterns before and they're more like recipes, like suggested recipes. And so I kind of just want to write that down in a way that sort of makes sense. And I'm probably going to have to, you can hire knitting editors, people who are really good with the technical aspects of knitting, who will edit your pattern in a way that language makes sense. Because I'm very like, you just cast on so many stitches and you knit for so long. And it's just like, it's very like, more laid back and not too specific in detail. And I've taught knitting in the past to people, and people have been able to follow my patterns. I just don't feel very super confident, like publishing patterns. That's why I usually when I've put patterns out there in the past, they're always free. And I never feel like they're good enough. I just put out patterns for free. But I want to consolidate everything that I've written in the past together, and then all the things in my head I want to put down on paper and just self-publish. You could self-publish a singular book, and I'm gonna have to do two because I have two children. Well, I have four children, so really I should do four, but I have two still at home, so those are the first two I'm focusing on. I want to maybe include like little like letters in them to them or something. I don't know, I'm still figuring it out. But yes, this year's journal, I want to make more knitting focused with, still the political stuff, still the book stuff, but I think I have a couple knitting stickers in here, but not many. And I was knitting during this time. I just really, really got caught up in the book world and ended up with a bunch of book stickers. There's like tea stickers in here and all kinds of things. Maybe I should do a little video going down. See, here's a knitting related sticker. All right. So I'm going to wrap up for today before I talk too much and wake up my children. And then it all gets chaotic. And then we're going to go to the store. But I just wanted to do a quick check in, show my knitting, show what I forgot last time, show that my journal had come, and talk about stickers on the way, and that magic unicorn cards will be here in the mail when they get here. I hope you all have a wonderful evening on your side of the world, and I will catch you next time.